Nation of Fit and 10, welcome to day 65 of the challenge. And if you don't already know, I put up the link for you to book your final scan, which is going to happen December 10th and 11th. December 10th and 11th. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. They're both happening in the mornings. They're 15-minute intervals. They're a little bit longer because we're going to do your after photos. And if you can, I would really like you to wear the clothing that you wore for your before photos. All right, just so we can get an accurate difference between the before and afters. So please try to do that. I will send out a list, or I'll post it in Slack, a list of the precautions for you to follow, just as a reminder. But as I mentioned yesterday, I want you to try to, don't try to do this, but you may want to do this. You may want to eat up a little bit before your scan. And you may want to avoid any vigorous activity before your scan. Okay? Book your scan ASAP. If you haven't already, www.calendly.com/train-on-me. All right, question here. This person writes, body odor and meat eating. I have always found that my body smell is heavily affected by what I eat. I have never been much of a meat eater, but I do find that trying to keep within my macro count, daily meat eating, sometimes twice a day, makes it simpler. However, I smell bad, and my flatulence smells bad. What can be done to mitigate the smell coming off of me? Or is it likely that my body will adapt and maybe stop smelling so bad at some point? Okay, so I will tell you straight off the bat that it is highly, highly unlikely this is coming from meat. Okay, and there's several reasons for this. One, meat is the most unlikely food to ferment in your body. Okay, meat, we have the natural enzymes to break down meat, and meat is highly bioavailable. It's not going to sit there. It's not like something fibrous that's going to ferment, something that's going to pass through us. It's going to spend time in the body. So it's unlikely. That's one of the reasons why it's unlikely. Second reason it's unlikely is because meat is made up of naturally occurring amino acids. Okay? And the smell from your gas that you're having, okay, the bad smell is normally from sulfur. And naturally occurring amino acids, virtually all naturally occurring amino acids don't have sulfur. Okay, with the exception of 2 amino acids, okay? So out of all 20 amino acids, only 2 contain sulfur. Now, what does contain a lot of sulfur? Fibrous foods. Fibrous foods contain a lot of sulfur. What does ferment in the body? Fibrous foods. This is more likely coming from a greater intake in fiber. So, this is not always the case. There could be a food intolerance. This could be related to medication perhaps you're taking. It might be related to not having enough of the good bacteria in your intestinal tract. There's all kinds of things. So we'll go through a little list here about some things that may remedy this. But I am going to bet that it's not related to your meat consumption because it's just highly unlikely, okay? So here are some tips for you. So, let's talk about some possible causes. Okay, possible causes, I mentioned a few already. So food intolerances, and this is not an exhaustive list because this is not my wheelhouse by any means. Medications, for example, antibiotics. So if you've recently taken antibiotics, this can be the cause, and this could be ongoing. You may just have to replenish your good bacteria in your stomach. Digestive tract infection, it could be lactose intolerance, it could be gluten intolerance. These things can lead to it. Some remedies. So I'll go through some obvious stuff here and then maybe some less obvious. Okay, avoid chewing gum and or carbonated beverages. This is going to produce more gas inside of you. Now, not all gas is going to smell. This is mainly coming, again, like I mentioned, from sulfur. Eat slowly. So you're taking in, again, less gas, less oxygen. Cut back on certain foods. Carbohydrates, such as, again, we're talking about fibrous foods. This is not an exhaustive list. But cabbage, broccoli, even alcohol sugars, sorbitol, erythritol, etc. wheat, corn, these things are going to more likely cause gas. Okay, even fruit juice and fruit. What you could try to supplement with are some plant enzymes. Okay, so it could be an enzyme issue. It is possible that you don't have enough of the naturally occurring digestive enzymes in your system. And it could also be a lack of the right bacteria, the good bacteria in your intestinal tract. Okay, especially if you've taken antibiotics anytime recently. One other thing I'm going to recommend is to drink plenty of water, because this is going to help to allow things to pass through you a bit faster, so you're not going to be, essentially fermenting food at least as long. Okay, so I don't know where you got. Well, I'm assuming that you obviously encountered more flatulence when you increased your meat intake. But my thought is too, with your whole changing of your eating regime, you've probably increased your fibrous carbohydrate, especially if you're eating real whole foods. You've probably increased your fibrous carbohydrate consumption. Okay, and it might be something in particular that you've added where this is causing the excessive flatulence. Okay, so just I hope that this helps you with your problem that you're having. All right, message of the day on this day 65. And of course, where is my message of the day? Here we go. Being challenged in life is inevitable. Being challenged in life is inevitable. Being defeated is optional. I'll read it again. Being challenged in life is inevitable. Being defeated is optional. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay? Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, for the love of God, give some gratitude, and we'll talk to you all tomorrow as we head into the final 4 days. It's crazy, right? Well, no, tomorrow is going to be really the final 5 days, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Final 5 days. See you guys.